We get our mojo going when we read your inspirational, motivational quote. So tell us about the Ku Project.
You know, the Ku Project, it really is, well, in the simplest form, Ku means to stand tall, to anchor, to be grounded, and to rise up. And that's kind of where the Ku Project really started from. It started with wanting to help people stand a bit taller every day, just to feel good about themselves. Because there's so many things going on in our lives that every once in a while we need a little reminder to just reflect on ourselves in order to better ourselves.
Yeah, you know, I've got to say that several of us in the newsroom, we read this, your inspiration. So it's written in Hawaiian, but then you also do an English translation. So why do you think that was so important?
You know, for me, myself, being Native Hawaiian, I'm still trying to learn the language myself. So just having this little bit of words to help me with my own vocabulary has been also a healing process for me. And then giving that translation gives people a little bit of insights of what those words mean. So maybe they're on the same journey of learning the language, and it just gives them a little bit more vocabulary to use on a day-to-day basis.
So you said your inspiration was also to help people going through so much. I mean, right now people are like coming out of COVID and still going through COVID. So what is your feedback? Because I know that so many people here really get a lot of rejuvenation from you.
You know, it's really, the feedback I've been getting is that they're relating to what is being shared. You know, it's like someone's speaking to them. And that's why a lot of the content I create, I don't really put myself out there, right? It's more just a message, because that's what I want the focus to be on, is the message.
So how did you create this message? How do you create this motivation? Because when we read what you write and you say, and looking like right here, right now, what is going on here, how do you get inspired to come up with this? Because so many of us get inspired by you.
You know, really, it comes down to thinking about what I'm needing. You know, a lot of the stuff that I share is what I'm going through as well. So it's really interesting to see how everybody's sharing what they're feeling, because it's kind of like we're all on the same journey. You know, we're all trying to better ourselves. We're all trying to get through the tough times right now, and to live Ku, to stand a bit taller, you know, and be proud of who we are.
Yes, and so how can we live Ku? Well, how can we live Ku? Because so many of us, I mean, not only anyone in Hawaii, but across the states, everywhere, because, you know, obviously you're really big on Instagram. So how can we all live Ku?
You know, I always try to tell people the most important thing you have to do is be more mindful of the words you speak to yourself. There's a Hawaiian proverb, "Olelo no oyao," it's called, "Ika olelo no keola, ika olelo no kamake." In words, there's life. In words, there's death. So be mindful of the words that we use, not only to others, but most importantly to ourselves. And are we speaking to ourselves as if we're speaking to someone that we love?
Yes, and I love that. And so any advice out there for those who might need it?
Yeah, you know, right now, this morning especially, think of somebody that means a lot to you, someone that helps you stand a bit taller, who encourages you, who celebrates your wins with you, and appreciates you for being you. This morning, or even today, call them. Don't text them, call them up and tell them that you appreciate them, that you love them. And I think that means the world to people.
It sure does, and it means a world that you came to spend your time with
mahalo
us.
For having me, Cynthia.
I know,
it,
so many fangirl and boys in our newsroom. And of course, you can see all of this interview on KITV.com and just search the Ku Project. Mahalo, Daniel, Aipa, really